Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Shootaround. I am the only host of this podcast, Rudy Saint-Claire, and joining me, as is tradition, above me, we have the legendary Alex Hoops and the one and only uh, Jacob R.R. Buckets. Fellas, how we doing today?
Great.
We're back. We're back,
Yeah.
baby.
We are back after a very brief hiatus. Sorry, I had a little bit of a personal business to take care of, but there was no news anyway. It's not like we missed anything. Today,
This
what we're
offseason
doing.
sucks.
Yeah, it really does. It's just James Harden complaining, and really that's about it. But we're here to save it. We're going to rank damn near every single point guard in the NBA.
We're single-handedly going to save this offseason, baby.
Yep, with an immaculate tier list. Before we get into that, though, fellas, do we have anything that we care to discuss, or we just want to dive straight into this? I mean, I don't know if there's been any news that I've missed the past week that's just, super urgent and needs to be put ahead of this off-season saving list. But
No, there's a take that
Literally
that
nothing.
I saw on Twitter that made me angry, but I don't know if I want to. It's pretty random.
Okay, so you're gonna say that there is something you want to talk about.
Okay, I'll talk about it real fast. Okay,
thank you.
Tim Duncan is a power forward. Shut the fuck up. That's my main point here. People keep making this case that fucking Tim Duncan was not a power forward because technically, he played more seasons in his career listed at center. But let me tell you, I don't give a flying fuck what Tim Duncan's position was in 2015. In his actual peak years, when Tim Duncan was doing his damage and was one of the 5 best players in the league every single year, he was a fucking power forward. That's what matters. And it really annoys the shit out of me. But
I mean, I would honestly be in the camp that annoys you because I feel like Tim Duncan's more of a center despite being called
does
the
that
greatest power forward of all
mean?
time. It
What
means
does
that I
it
have
mean?
feelings. That's all it means.
Power forwards in the 2000s were just centers that felt like being power forwards. That's the way that it's basically always been. Until we got to the modern NBA, which is all forwards are just Jeremy Grant.
Hot take. Every forward is Jeremy Grant. Well, looks like I can't get the virtual camera to play nice with StreamYard, so I'll just be sharing the entire Photoshop screen, fellas, but that's okay. It'll still save the NBA offseason. So, plus I could do maybe a little bit of this, make it full screen somehow, whatever. Anyway, all right, one tier list coming right up. Let's see. I know I can full screen this guy somehow. I'm not worried about it.
Are we really gonna go with this as the?
Yeah,
because this is like
what happened to the classic just S A B.
Yeah, this is like I don't really know much about Chris Duhon, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah, so for those viewers listening at home and failing to watch the live podcast on youtube.com/shootaround.
I'm not gonna lie, I hard disagree with the notion that Rondo is a better player than Mike Conley.
Mike Conley never made an All-NBA team.
I don't give a fuck.
Oh my gosh! Why? See, you could have just made these categories normal, and now Jacob's gonna get on a soapbox about Rondo and piss off 50
Sorry, I'm too good at my job at irritating you guys. So I guess we'll start off nice and hot.
I'm serious. I have no idea how we're going to do this without
for those who are listening, there's a visual element to this. We're doing a tier list, which if you've ever done a tier list before, S tier and then like the alphabet after.
I mean, I have seen people make cute categories like this, and I believe we've even done it on this podcast, but I don't know if the difference in talent between these players is as gigantic as you think it is. And also, why is point guard the only thing that doesn't get a name? Why not Steph or Magic there?
I thought about putting Magic there because I'm trying to keep it to players as the ranks who are not currently in the league. Like if it was called the Steph tier, then we would have to put Steph in there. But if we called it the Magic tier, then maybe.
Well, where do you think we're going to put him, brother? Yeah, Steph's more of a Tony Parker type. supporting secondary player on a championship.
Consistent All NBA player, more like it.
Yeah, I'm not saying Tony was trash. There's a reason he would be the second tier below point guard or point god. But
yeah, so our tiers are in S's place. We have point god. A is Tony
Rudy,
Parker.
Rudy,
B
I'm
is
not-
Rondo.
Like, double click and change them real quick.
Yeah,
Oh man, if you guys,
you're
insist, then
losing
I'll
this
do it.
battle. You're losing this
Yeah.
battle.
Whatever, guys.
I mean,
It's
you
going to
could.
be very hard for the audio only people to follow.
It's hard for me to follow right now, and I'm in it.
Yeah,
It's a hierarchy. It's the simplest thing ever.
I just
change
don't.
the categories.
You're
Change
gonna make
the
me sit
Titanic.
there and go,
Who's
"Is he
that?
more of a Mike Conley or a Rondo?" And I'm just not gonna have that.
Yeah,
You guys are
yeah.
no
It also
fun.
makes me think too much about play styles instead of just like who's better.
I mean, you could just flagrantly ignore it and let the joke ride, but I guess I'll fix it. That's fine. Let me just do all this. And also, if you want to tell
could
me
put
how
them
to,
side by side. You could put them side by side if you want.
just compromise and do both.
Yeah, fuck it. Although that shit's getting in the way there. Whatever. That's fine.
That looks awful. Jesus
We'll
Christ.
fix it. We'll fix it at the end of the pod.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into this. We're losing
Yeah.
people. I bet
Yeah.
we've taken way too long on this.
Christ.
All
All right.
right.
Patrick
Beverly.
And of course,
Beverly.
we start off with the most exciting player in the world to talk about.
I would put Patrick Beverly in the C tier. Like if he plays like 20
Really?
minutes, 20 minutes, you're not mad at it. Maybe D because when he was not very good for the Bulls.
Yeah, I'm good with D or C. Maybe like a D plus.
Oh, that did not do it. I hit F.
Professional podcast, ladies.
Extremely
and gentlemen.
professional.
This is,
Hey, man, it's not my fault that
really
OBS
something.
decided not to work in this moment
Yeah,
alone.
that is true. That's true.
All right, so we're going E. We're talking about C. We're talking about F.
Nah,
Patrick
D,
Beverly.
D,
C or D.
D.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I guess F was in my imagination. You know me, big Patrick Beverly hater over here. No, that's never been true. All right. Next on the docket, we got another Bulls legend, Kobe White.
No.
Kobe
Jacob,
White
this one's on
C.
you.
Kobe White
Yeah.
C. He was pretty
Kobe-
good.
Kobe
He's
White
pretty good
over
this
Patrick
year.
Beverly?
Absolutely.
Okay.
They were on the same team this year, and one of them played more and better.
So does that
Somebody
mean that
asked
you're
in
gonna
the
put,
reply or in the comments, they said, why didn't we just do this on the tier list maker website? And that's a great question.
It's because they don't have a list of all the guards worth a damn. They ain't got it. They just ain't got it. I tried to find it and I was like, well, looks like it's all up to me. And now we're here.
All right. Moving
Fair
on.
enough.
Alex Caruso.
I'll be honest. I think we've ranked like Kobe White and Patrick Beverly too high. I would move both of them down a tier, and then Alex Caruso I think would probably be like B or C.
I mean, I guess I'm looking at this as like S is like a superstar tier point guard. A is like all-star, even all NBA caliber guy, but not quite in the superstar echelon.
Suddenly, my arbitrary
Yeah,
labeling
yeah,
system
yeah.
helps more than it hurts, guys. You think we should go back to point guard through Booby Gibson?
Alex is going to have a mental breakdown. Look,
All right,
I agree with Alex. We'll keep it at that scale. Or once you're in the F tier, you're straight up just not a rotation player.
All right, like Booby Gibson. All right, so we go Alex Caruso in C. So it's
Yeah, I
now
think
the
C is
Caruso
fair.
tier.
If we're talking strictly defensive guards, point guards,
Yeah.
he's like S tier.
Alex Caruso. So Alex Caruso just like fucking really good role player tier is what C is. D is solid enough role player. E is you're okay with him being in the rotation, but you're not thrilled about it. F is trash. You're just do not put that man in my rotation.
Yeah.
Right, absolutely not. All right. Next one up. Let's do Let's do Jose Alvarado.
He's like a D tier.
Really? I figured he'd be closer to Alex Caruso than Kobe White, but if you say so, I believe you.
Yeah, no, I'd go D. He definitely has his moments, but who he
Yeah.
is on a night-by-night basis is closer to D than C. I think it's well within the realm of possibility. If this fly does not fuck off, I swear to God.
You got a fly bothering you?
Yes. Oh, man. But I could see him being a C tier level player, when he has the chance.
Yeah. All right. Reggie Jackson. Where are we ranking Reggie Jackson?
F.
F. He's F. That's
I don't want
incredibly
Reggie in my
easy.
fucking rotation at all. Sorry, Reggie. I actually think like Reggie, when he was pretty good, was a little underrated, but he's not good anymore.
Someone who is a little bit good.
I thought it was kind of crazy that the Nuggets brought him back, especially for the amount of money. I'd go D.
Yeah, that's a D tier.
Shake Milton, D tier.
Mm-hmm.
Right there with Kobe White.
Yeah.
Timberwolves legend.
Right. He'll have moments where he feels like a C, even like a B level guy. But again, it's about what he is on your average day.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense. Now, here's the first questionable one, fellas. Bruce Brown, probably not a point guard, right?
No, he's a
Probably not
backup.
a point
He's a
guard.
backup point guard. He's a backup point guard. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's got to
I
be
think
C
that's
tier, right?
entirely
Right there with
fair.
Caruso.
Oh, I put Bruce Brown. Honestly,
I
I
put him
think
in
Caruso
B
should be
tier.
B tier. I think Bruce Brown should be B tier.
All right, we retroactively.
More I'm
bumping
thinking about it,
Caruso up?
Caruso should be higher.
If we're doing B, that's got to be like excellent role player, like starting quality in that case. And then A is like all-star quality, S is superstar quality, which conveniently the letters line up for that. You gonna?
Yeah. So what are we doing? We putting Caruso up?
Caruso up
leave
and
Caruso. Yeah, I think I don't know, because
It's hard.
if B is like starting level point guard, then it's tough. Because like Caruso is really good on defense, but as far as his offense goes, I think both of them should be in B tier.
Jacob, do you agree?
sorry, who should be in B tier?
Caruso and Bruce Brown.
Yeah. Sorry, I got a fucking important email and I got distracted.
You sure it wasn't just that fly?
No, it was an important email for sure. It didn't look like a
okay.
fly.
All right. Next, this fella, I've been informed, is not a point guard. But alas, I'm going to test the waters anyway. Austin Reeves.
Not a point guard.
Not a point guard. All right. Deleting Austin Reeves. Alex, this one is a personal favorite of yours, I believe. Jordan McLaughlin. Where are we putting Jordan McLaughlin?
He was injured a lot. I'd say D or E. Probably D.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Take it down.
If he had a full healthy season,
I was gonna
it's probably
say
a different story. But he was hurt a lot. No,
I think you
would say
said D.
is probably better. Yeah.
D's
But
probably better.
I would have guessed you would have put him in the C tier. But yeah.
No, he's not. I will acknowledge he's not good enough for C tier.
I guess C tier is like confidently like an excellent backup.
Yeah. C is like a Monte Morris.
Or an Emmanuel Quickly.
Emmanuel Quickly.
I would put Emmanuel Quickly in B tier. He was a 6 man of the year candidate. What are we talking about?
Well, he kind of sucked.
Come on,
in the playoffs.
he's B tier.
He kind of sucked in the playoffs, which has me thinking less of him. But
I'm going with Alex's enthusiasm. B tier.
He was in the playoffs.
I mean, yeah. To me, I feel
integral
like Bruce
part of the team that made it to the second round and took the
Fair
Eastern
enough.
Conference
Fair enough. Okay, Alex, I get it.
All right. Next up, a player we all know and love very much. Can you name him based on the photo?
Theo Maldon, who is
correct.
Thunder legend.
Thunder legend.
Like
Theo
F tier.
Maldon. F tier.
He's very bad.
Easy peasy. No, that's fine. I'll stack him up. We're probably going to have a lot of Fs.
Yeah.
Speaking of Fs, Victor Oladipo.
Not a point guard.
Not a point guard either.
Not a point guard. Deleted. I know he's like historically been a shooting guard, but to me, he very much gives point guard vibes. Don't look into that very much though.
I believe he was the
Jalen
point guard when he
Green,
got drafted.
not a point guard, right?
Yeah.
All right. Jalen Green ruled out. Ricky Rubio, definitely a point guard.
Yes, and
Did he even
probably
play?
yeah, I think he did. I'd probably give him E. He would have been like C tier like a season or two ago, but I believe he wasn't very good because
As
he
he
got
played
injured.
33 games this
Yeah.
year.
He still
Does that even
still
qualify
played.
you to be on this list? That's less than half a season.
Okay.
I mean,
There's
availability
plenty of-
might be the best ability, but how much are we going to put it into this ranking, you know?
I mean, yeah, literally last year, 13 points a game, but that was also just 34 games.
So where are we going?
I
with that?
personally wouldn't even have him here just because
Okay,
ranking
fine.
him doesn't feel
Whatever.
right.
Yeah.
Like ranking a guy who played less than half the season is just hard.
He also just had some sort of injury, which made him not good.
All right. Ricky Rubio ruled out of the ultimate point guard tier list. Sorry, everyone.
I don't
let's
think
see,
anyone's
this
going to be
guy's
losing sleep over that.
Corey Joseph, new warrior. Where are we putting him,
Um,
fellas?
Probably an E.
E, yeah.
Yeah.
Right there with Patrick Beverly.
Since he learned how to shoot threes, he's like not unplayable.
Yeah. He's just bad. He's not horrible. He's just bad.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. I think this fella's going to be playing a lot of point guard next year. Tyrese Maxey. Without James Harden around, he's got to be the lead ball handler, right?
Yeah, if we want to say this is a 2024 like going into season list, in that case, I mean, I think he'd be A tier.
He still played a good amount of minutes at point guard this year too.
Yeah.
So I think it's fair to have him on the list. I would say A tier, yeah.
Closer
A-tier
to B than S, but still A tier.
Yeah. I think Tyrese Maxey's gonna have a pretty good breakout year.
I think he's
the
gonna
one
be an
time I saw him
all-star.
in person, very
My door real quick.
long time ago, he was quite excellent.
I think
So-
he's going to be an all-star this season, personally.
Malcolm Brogdon, friend of the show. Where are we putting him in this point guard tier list?
Probably
Feeling B tier, right?
B tier, yeah.
B for
I guess
Brogdon.
there are just no C tier point guards in the NBA.
I'm telling you, the Monte Morrises of
Yeah,
the world.
yeah.
That's where the
like the
C's gonna
Tyus
make its money.
Joneses.
Yeah. Well, Tyus Jones probably like
It's gotta be at
between
least a B
B,
tier.
like upper B, lower A.
What?
I would say solidly B actually.
I don't know about that.
Tyus Jones is the truth.
I'm pretty confident.
DeLon
about
Wright, another Grizzlies legend. Where are we ranking him?
that. D or E.
I'm
I'd say
feeling
D.
very E.
I'd say D.
D?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. He averaged
wasn't
like
horrible,
3
he's
and
just
3 last
not-
year or some crap like that. Like something just atrocious.
Well, he probably didn't play much.
Right.
Yeah. I'm pretty. Yeah. He might not have even played half the season.
I'm more concerned about what you can do when you're in the game rather than like, you know, what your total averages are.
Actually, DeLon Wright had a pretty good season.
Yeah, I was
yeah?
recalling that he had a pretty good season, but I still felt like at best he was C tier.
Put it away. Put it away.
Yeah, I was
Rudy.
hoping I could sleight of hand it back in there.
No.
Derek White's definitely B tier.
Derek White is definitely A tier. You're smoking crack.
I think
Ooh,
A tier.
Derek White is
I think-
100% A tier. That is
Okay,
not
can we-
literally he is one of the best 3 guard defenders in the entire NBA, and his
boy.
offense was fantastic this year. He is an A tier. That is
So he's
not,
an all-star
fair.
caliber player.
Is Tyrese Maxey an all-star caliber player?
I think he can be, yeah.
Okay. Derek White is A tier. I will fight anybody on this. He is 1000% A tier.
All right, Derek White,
Not
our
my
second
list.
A tier point guard. # not my list. Cole Anthony, one of the swaggiest players in the league. Where are we
I'd say
putting him in this
C-tier.
list? This is our
Yeah.
first C tier.
Yeah.
C for
Yeah.
Cole Anthony. It was C for Caruso, but we have since matured. So we're all in agreement. C.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Although I'm pretty sure didn't Didn't he have like a pretty terrible season this year?
But the vibes are just too immaculate. We can't possibly put him.
Yeah,
below
he has
60.
fantastic vibes. I'm cool with this.
I
It's
mean,
just
I
like the
also
vibe
feel
thing.
like Cole Anthony, like 2 years ago, would have been more B tier. So it's like C is probably a more appropriate after the fall off.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
Anthony
still
Simons,
solid enough numbers. His efficiency actually
Not a point
improved.
guard.
not
in
a
my
point guard.
opinion.
Yeah.
All right.
No.
May only be 6'3",
Could
but he will
be.
be playing with Cole Anthony.
I mean, I feel like Anthony Simons probably logged a sizable chunk of his minutes at point guard, especially with Dame missing a decent amount of games.
Yeah, we can throw him on here. It's not gonna.
Oh, we're bringing him back. Our first resurrection of the ultimate tier list. Where are we putting him on the list, though?
I don't know. B feels too low. A feels too high.
I would say A is probably fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like putting him below Alex Caruso would feel like a disservice.
I'd say this is turning into more of just like a combo guards tier
Right.
list.
It's gonna get messy.
If you do a little bit of both, then you can be on this list. It's kind of how I'm looking at it.
Yeah. Like, I'm tempted to put Desmond Bane on here because he does play occasional backup point guard type stuff, but it's like his fourth most common thing he does. So
Yeah, hell no.
Yeah.
Point guard
This
needs to, at the very
dude
least.
Caleb Crawford in the comments needs to do some research on Derek White because it sounds like he hasn't watched a lick of Derek White this year. Anyone who's saying that Derek White should be B, I'm like telling you right now that Derek White, if you do some due diligence, he should 1000% be an A tier. He's going to be the starting point guard next year, and I genuinely think he is one of the most impactful players in the entire NBA right now in terms of like value relative to how much like they're actually doing on the court. Derek White is fantastic.
I don't disagree that he is excellent, but for me, I think A tier should be reserved for guys who are like, if not all-star already, at least, could be in that conversation relatively soon.
Is Derek
putting
White
up
better
those
than
crazy
Alex
big
Caruso,
numbers.
Bruce Brown, Emmanuel Quickley, and Malcolm Brogdon? Yes or no?
I don't think yes, but not by like a huge margin.
He's literally one of the. Okay, Alex Caruso.
Not by as big of a margin.
So hold on.
Think. Oh my god.
Alex Caruso and Derek White were probably top 3 best guard defenders in the entire NBA.
Mhm.
Alex Caruso is significantly worse on offense than Derek White. So why would Derek White be on the same tier as Alex Caruso?
It's fair enough. I don't necessarily know that Caruso is the best
either,
player on that tier.
We can either move everyone from B down to C, and then move Derek White to B if everyone wants to operate that way. But my point is, Derek White, based on the criteria that we've set so far, does not belong in B tier.
I don't know. I wouldn't hate just moving Cole down to D and then B
everyone
down
else
to C,
down to C,
A down to A down to B.
I'm good with that.
And like A just be definitive like all-star players, because I think once we get to those names, because we haven't really tackled the like real all-star caliber guys, we're gonna be like, there should be way more room up top than there is.
So we're doing this number right
here. No, just Derek White to B.
Just Derek White. Okay.
Although I still whatever. Just Derek White to B, and then everyone in B down to C.
Oh,
all right.
I mean, I was fine with moving Maxey and Simons down to B as well because they're not yet all-star.
I'm good with that too. We can do that.
That's how I wanted to do it.
Okay.
I think that's the
best
best way
to
put it.
That's fair.
All right, fellas. Let me just select all 8 of these fellas right here.
Because I'm just thinking about when we're talking about like the De'Aaron Foxes of the world, and where we're like De'Aaron Fox is in the same tier as Derek White. It doesn't feel right to me.
I still think Derek White is being incredibly underrated by.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree. I think he's one of those players whose impact is like, I guess, underappreciated, and people don't really like impact players who like don't jump off of the stat sheet at you box score wise. But he's also improved in that area, and he's always been a playoff riser, especially. Although his 3-ball I think can be pretty inconsistent in the playoffs, but that's about it.
So where are we ranking Jordan Clarkson?
Derek White shot 45.5% from 3 in the playoffs.
I was
5.5
thinking.
attempts.
Well, I was thinking of last year.
Okay. But like this year, he
Yeah,
took a significant leap
right.
in his 3-point shooting. So
Yeah.
that's pertinent.
Yeah, he was pretty
information.
fucking automatic in the playoffs, from what I recall. Clarkson probably C tier.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess every bit as good as Cole Anthony at the very least.
Probably better than Cole Anthony. Not even probably, definitely better, but
not quite as good as Anthony Simons.
no.
Thus,
Simons is the guy that I'll get on a soapbox and say is fucking underrated.
all right. Very arguably a point guard, but really more of a 2. Donovan Mitchell. Are we putting him on this list?
Not a point guard, especially since he plays with Garland.
Yeah,
yeah.
His best teammate's a point guard. Why would he be a point guard?
I don't even see the combo guard argument for Mitchell anymore. Like in Utah, yeah, you could call him a combo guard, but this year it's like, no, you're a shooting guard. Like that's
he
what
did a lot more off-ball stuff. Well, oh Jesus.
Bulls legend Cameron Payne.
Put him in the E. I think he's E. He's not D,
wow.
but he's not F, but he's not.
He was pretty terrible this year. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not happy if
Cameron
Payne is in my rotation, but I there are worse sins.
All right, Cameron Payne, better than Reggie Jackson. You heard it here first.
Easily.
Again, not a point guard, but maybe sometimes a point guard when Tyus Jones isn't playing. Jordan Poole.
No point
not on
guard.
this list. All right. New Raptors legend.
Oh my fucking God, this fly. I swear to God, it's my mortal enemy.
Dennis Schroeder.
He was actually really good for the
Lakers
Lakers this past year. I don't
like D plus.
Damn. Yeah, it's like D's too low, C's too high.
Yeah. Like he was not on the level of Emmanuel Quickly, Brogdon.
If you need a reminder of how this works, we got these names.
No one needs it.
Reference. Man, I really like that.
None of these C-tier players are as good as a peak Mike Conley. So
who said peak? Who said peak?
I guess I did, because you put a bunch of historic players in there. What else was I to assume?
Look, here's I originally
A-tier Tony Parker today, motherfucker.
What if we put Dennis? What if we put Dennis like in between?
Yeah,
I'm okay with that. So between D and C.
No.
Yes.
Yes. All right. I'll give him his own little spot right there. All right.
Trying to turn into like a fucking group photo.
Can you name this player based on his face alone?
Yeah, not doing them hard.
Yes. Is he a point guard?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Sorry, I watched
know.
like one Pacers game
I
last
don't really
year.
know a lot about him.
I would say right now he's probably C, but I think in the future he could easily end up in that B tier. He's very, very, very good.
So better than Dennis Schroeder.
This is where you like can talk about like the team success argument and whatnot. I would say he's like
also listed
between
as a 2.
C and D.
He's also
but he plays a lot as the backup point guard when Tyrese goes to the bench.
So I'm gonna.
I would say like
Dennis Schroeder,
top
based
of
on what
D,
you guys are saying.
Yeah,
he's in the secret Dennis Schroeder tree. Speaking of Dennis, we got Dennis Smith Jr., apparently one of the league's best defenders, as I learned in the most recent pod.
Probably still like a D, though, because his offense is rough.
But he's got bunnies.
Somebody said we should move like the guys who are in between tiers to the left. That way it's not confusing. So like basically treat between C and D as its own tier. And yeah, there you go. You got it. No, like just line
on the other side.
No. Go back.
Which way is left?
Stop. Okay, there you go. And now just tuck it behind.
Yeah, I'll put it underneath all these fellas.
Oh, well, you need to be underneath
No, not all
Two,
these
but not
fellas.
the other. Yeah,
Man, this is a whole thing now.
this is a nightmare.
Use your keyboard shortcuts.
Just
Oh,
go
no, I don't
over.
know them.
Just go over to Kobe and fucking
Yeah, select the other guy. Okay.
yeah. Bring them ahead. Oh Jesus Christ!
We should have just done this on tier list maker.
But guys, then they wouldn't have like 100 point guards. They
You
only
can
have-
add pictures to tier list
Yeah,
maker.
you can.
Oh, okay.
Well,
See, I'm learning things every day with you guys.
Jesus. You know what's real funny about this, everybody, is this is the podcast we have prepared for probably the most out of the last couple that we've done.
Okay, it's
Shoot.
good. It's good. You don't have to. we're
Yep,
good.
I'm not making any more adjustments.
All right,
So
D
Dennis
tier.
Schroeder all the way in D. Got it.
That's not Dennis Schroeder, but yes.
I mean, yeah, Dennis Smith Jr. Sorry, I got my Dennis's mixed up.
hmm
Another Charlotte legend, Scary Terry. Where are you ranking Terry Rozier?
Scary Terry is I guess he played point guard
Okay,
a lot.
now our
because
chat is losing their
LaMelo.
mind because we put people in between tiers.
Oh,
I don't
no,
know
we're
what
gonna have to make some
y'all
tough
want.
choices.
They're saying pick a side, coward.
So are we gonna make a choice about our in between tier? Or are we gonna just ignore them and move on to Scary Terry?
Either okay, if we're gonna be real a pain in the ass about this, we could just move everyone in E to F, D down a spot because I don't know. But
That's
And
but
then
like
have just
Pat
like
Bev
a
is
new
an
tier.
F. That doesn't feel right.
I don't
could
think you know how bad Patrick Beverly was for the
He
Bulls.
was horrible.
Oh,
He was
okay.
absolutely horrible.
I mean, if he's absolutely horrible, then he's F tier regardless.
Shot
So,
31% from three. Did
You know
average
what?
5 rebounds. as
Yeah, let's
6
move E down
Let's
to
do it.
F, D down to E, and
And then
then Schroeder
Dennis
and
and Nembhard get
Nembhard
their
go
own.
to D. I like this. We're figuring it out.
Yeah.
sorry,
I'm
everybody.
gonna stop looking at the chat. Y'all are making me mad today.
All right, so Dennis Schroeder now gets his own tier, just like Cole Anthony did before it was eventually reversed. D
This
for
feels
Dennis.
more right. This
Yeah.
feels more.
Yeah, I like this a lot better.
All right, Terry Rozier. I don't know. I feel like he didn't log enough minutes at point though. He's a 2.
Are we eliminating
I
Scary
would
Terry?
agree. Yeah.
All right, Scary Terry eliminated. Real controversial one here, I think. Kyle Lowry. Where are we putting Kyle Lowry?
Oh, I think he probably belongs in D, right?
I think C.
I'm pretty confident all those guys in C are better than him.
Yeah, I think Malcolm Brogdon is
Dude,
definitely
Kyle
a-
Lowry's better than Jordan Clarkson. Who are we kidding here? Like, come on. What are we talking about?
Kyle Lowry was
Dog.
not good.
Dog.
He had his moments.
Did
in
you
the
watch the
playoffs.
playoffs?
Holy
Did
shit.
you
He's good in
watch the
playoffs.
playoffs,
He's good in the
Jacob?
playoffs.
He
Bad
was
Jordan
regular
Clarkson
season,
played for
good
a
in
team that
playoffs.
ended up in the lottery. Like,
yeah, but he put up like 18 points.
oh,
a
so he
game.
put up points per game?
Yeah,
Wow.
motherfucker.
Kyle Lowry played great defense
Oh
and
my God.
was fantastic. in the
21
playoffs.
points a game.
I forgot. You love Jamal Crawford, right? You'd have Jamal Crawford in C tier, wouldn't
Brother,
you?
He was efficient.
Okay,
for
Jordan
one
Clarkson
thing.
is basically just Jamal Crawford. So
I don't know if I agree with that. He was efficient, has played well in the playoffs throughout his career, unlike Jamal Crawford. But
okay, my point is that if all we're talking about is points per game, then why didn't we just rank top scorers in the NBA?
I am not suggesting it's as simple as points per game. I just think Jordan Clarkson's better than Kyle Lowry. Not by like a wide margin, but I guess if you want to put him in C tier, I'm more comfortable with him in D, but C is not like egregious. But he's my problem with him is he's so fucking inconsistent. Sometimes he looks like he is a corpse on the court, and then sometimes he looks like Kyle Lowry.
I mean, there's a lot of guys on here that we can talk about inconsistency.
Yeah.
But are we gonna like split hairs like that? Like,
It doesn't
dude,
feel
he
like
was
splitting
like
hairs
a
to me.
big part of the Heat making the finals. They went to the finals.
Okay. I get it.
Alex's
I don't know
passion
what
is
the
really
argument
convincing
is
me.
for like somehow Kyle Lowry being on a tier under Jordan Clarkson. That's genuinely insane to me.
I don't agree. I feel like maybe you just have some anger towards Jordan Clarkson. I don't know what Jordan Clarkson did.
I don't have an issue with Jordan Clarkson. I just think Kyle Lowry provides as much, and debatably, maybe not this past year. Arguably, he provides more value. In the playoffs this year, he provided a ton of value. So I just don't see the argument for Clarkson deserving to be a tier above him. So either we move both of them down to D tier or Kyle Lowry goes in C tier. I think Kyle Lowry belongs in C tier.
Okay, so here's what I suggest. We move Cole and Jordan down to D, and we put Kyle Lowry in C. Does that sound reasonable to everybody? Cole and Jordan down to D, and Kyle Lowry into C. I think that's pretty reasonable, personally. But I'm the casual here. So, chat, what do we think?
I'm actually getting called the casual in the chat right now, which is hilarious to me. If you've ever watched any of my videos,
right?
Alex is definitely not a casual, but I do think you're not giving Jordan Clarkson enough credit. Like
I'm saying he should. I'm just saying Lowry should be on the same. I'm not saying Jordan Clarkson isn't good. I'm saying Kyle Lowry belongs on the same tier.
Mm-hmm.
Frankly, I agree.
mean, if we're okay, let me just put it this way: over the last 17 playoff games that Jordan Clarkson has played, he averaged 17 points per game, 17.5 on fucking like 60% true shooting on average. If this stupid fucking page would refresh, 59.
Mia says Kyle Lowry S tier. Frankly, I agree. But I have to bite my tongue on this as the pro casual here. Future Hall of Famer. This is actually true.
Kyle Lowry is a more well-rounded player. Jordan Clarkson's the better scorer. I think they're similarly enough tiered, but I don't know.
I'm also realizing we probably put Cole Anthony a little too high.
I mean, his stats last year are pretty fucking good.
Yeah. We can leave him. We don't have to go back to the new player.
All right.
We spent that long talking about that.
We had to. Naturally, I'm going to just go ahead and skip this. And
13-4 average true shooting percentage. Tyus Jones is not S tier.
Jaden Ivey.
Tyus Jones is not S tier, brother.
Oh, okay. So we're not going to let Rudy have any fun today, I see. I don't get my labels. I don't get to put Tyus Jones in S tier. Nothing good can come of this, I see. This is not my podcast after all.
I would I would go C tier.
Yeah.
I think he has the potential to be B tier.
I'm not going to lie. And Rudy, if you want to just, quit your job immediately after I say this, I'll understand it. I think some people overrate Tyus Jones. He is like a very, very good connector, but I see people suggest that I just don't agree that he could be like a B tier, that tier of player. I think he is a perfect role player. Let him be a perfect role player and appreciate him as that. It doesn't have he doesn't have to exceed that, but so many people project that onto him that I just don't see it. Like people are like, Tyus Jones is going to put up 18 and 9 on the Wizards this year. Like, is he? I think he's going to put. I think anywhere you put Tyus Jones, he's going to average like 10 and 5.
Well, that's just offensive. I mean, who the hell else is going to handle the ball besides Jordan Poole and DeLon Wright?
They have two other primary guards, brother. Monte Morris ain't
on that team no more. He's on the Pistons.
That's right. Fuck.
Yeah, you said that in your video, and there was a lot of comments about it.
God damn it. I shit. All right, fair enough.
I think C tier is fine for Tyus.
Tyus Jones averaging 18 is a bit ludicrous. He would have to be on a really bad team to do that. But I think
Wizards.
Yeah, like a really bad team that doesn't have anyone to score like at all. But maybe that is like the Wizards. But
I mean, after Jordan
him getting up to 10 assists, playing 35 minutes a game, I think is very, very plausible. Like the dude doesn't make bad choices, and when he does, it's the only bad choice of the whole game. Like I would say, Tyus Jones' biggest flaw, honestly, is his perfectionism in being like a fundamentally sound basketball player. He doesn't like to take risk after he
That's what I'm
fails at
saying, though,
something.
is that his wiring is not that of somebody who does that.
Yeah.
Tyus
We have
Jones
spent way
loves
too long on this.
Tyus Jones loves being Tyus Jones. He doesn't want to be anybody else.
And that's the way it should be. Everyone could learn a thing or two from Tyus Jones.
Would Ivy not be a 2?
Is Jaden Ivey a 2?
I would. It's tough because like he played a lot of the season without.
I
Caleb
hate that
last
you've
year.
picked so many players that we have to have this stupid fucking conversation.
Yeah.
Because you picked
You
all
You just
these
got to
shooting
trust your
guards.
gut. You just got to trust your gut. Jaden Ivey, yes or
Yeah.
no?
His rookie numbers were way better than I thought. This is actually some pretty fucking impressive numbers. Fucking 16, 4, and 5.
Yeah, but he is
Efficiency is obviously not
still pretty rough.
efficiency is obviously not amazing, but
No.
he's very fast. That part's fun. I guess D.
Yeah. I think he's going to be a lot better. This is the problem with ranking rookies on this list. It's like, I don't really know how much to really buy into.
I feel like
how much is this like predictive and how much is this is like retrospective?
Mhm.
It's hard to tell.
This is the problem with making tier lists. It's just like
I wouldn't even have Ivy on here.
Yeah, I'm okay cutting him out, and like
all right.
I don't feel
Cutting
great
out
about
Ivy.
I don't feel great about that selection to begin with.
Monte Morris went from one Piston to another.
Feels like D, maybe lower C. I would still say probably D.
God,
D sounds right to me too.
I really do feel like God, because he was definitely C like 2 years ago.
Yeah, you predicted his big breakout and it just didn't happen.
Yeah, I'm realizing he's kind of like in that same vein of Tyus, where I'm like, I just don't know that Monte wants to average 20.
Definitely a shooting guard, but everyone treats him like a point guard. Kyrie Irving, where are we putting him, fellas?
I'm fine still ranking him just because so many people will view him as a point guard that it's worth just getting it out of the way.
Chat, how are we feeling? What tier are we putting Kyrie in?
I mean, definitely A.
Yeah,
Definitely A. Yeah. Our first true A tier, after we forgot what we were really doing and started putting Tyrese Maxey in A tier along with Derek White. Let's see, who else do we have here? I love this name. Process legend, TJ McConnell. Where is he?
I actually looked at the season he had last year and I was like, he was actually very bad.
Yeah, I was trying to think. Like, I haven't updated my opinion on TJ McConnell. I feel like it's been a few years since I've really thought about TJ McConnell. I mean,
a lot of people are saying D in the chat.
His efficiency, like,
it's really good.
His efficiency is really excellent, is the thing. I mean, he's at 59% true shooting, which isn't that great. But his volume from 3 was like nothing. So how much credit am I giving you for 44%?
Right.
He's a good playmaker. I don't know.
I'm cool with D for this.
Yeah.
Go with chat.
Maybe upper E.
I really like TJ
I'd say E probably, actually.
I was about to say, is he better than Jose Alvarado?
Yeah, I really like TJ McConnell, but he's probably not that great.
He's also like super old now, isn't he?
It's like 30.
Yeah.
I guess
so
that's
basically
NBA
in the
terms.
grave.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we got so I'm gonna put both these guys on at the same time. We got Devin Booker, obviously not a point guard, but also obviously not a point guard is Bradley Beal. But one of these guys has to play point guard on this frickin' Suns team.
And I think it will be Bradley Beal, so I'm okay considering him a point guard for this list. I think that's actually valid.
Okay. Alex, how do you feel about this?
Unless we're taking
this is 2-2s.
Are we
one's
taking
gonna play point?
Now, are we taking the approach of these are guys who were point guards last year or guys who will be point guards? Because I'm pretty confident Beal will be at least the one listed at point guard for the Suns.
Chat is pretty split. I'm seeing some say Booker, some say Beal. So
I think
it's hard to really say one way or the other.
Maybe
I think Booker's S tier.
Yeah.
So we're leaving Booker on here and we're putting him in S tier. That's what I'm cool with. He's a top 10 NBA
I mean, but
player,
I
probably.
think Beal's the smaller player. I think he's just going to be the one listed at point guard. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like we should just go at who's listed at point guard, and we should rank Bradley Beal, not Devin Booker.
Alternatively, we can delete both and not have a Suns point guard on here who starts.
I'd rather just rank Bradley Beal.
Alex, are we eliminating Booker or are we keeping him?
I don't even know at this point. You guys decide.
Yeah,
This is
I'll
such
put the
a
tiny guy.
mess.
Oh yeah, that's what
Beal,
this is all about.
B tier, right?
Yeah.
Or do we want to? I don't know.
I mean, Bradley Beal on the same tier as Derek White doesn't quite sound right, but
yeah, I mean, he's not. He's not like. He does.
Derek White ain't leading the league in scoring, you know.
He hasn't done that in a long time.
But he ain't. Derek White's never gonna do it.
It's true. You know, he was 23-5 this previous season. Little bit better than league average true shooting. I mean, his stats are not much more impressive than Tyrese Maxey's.
I'm cool with putting him in B tier, but
he's also just a horrible, horrible defender.
Yeah, like one of the worst. But so is Anthony Simons, so I suppose it all balances out.
Yeah, like if we're just talking like box score stats, he is comparable to Simons and Maxey.
Chris Dunn.
This is it doesn't feel that fair because we're talking about like a 20-something game sample, but when he did play, he was actually pretty great. So much so that I would say he like played at like a C tier level. However, given the caveat that it's a small amount of games, I'd be okay ranking him in D.
I'd be okay doing the Ricky Rubio thing where like the sample size is so small and just not including him.
Yeah.
Dunn then.
I just do want to say though, Chris Dunn, man, I think he's gonna be fucking good. And I'm happy for him because I was a big Chris Dunn guy.
Kevin Porter is a
Jr.
point guard, but shouldn't be.
And I am not a big fan.
But he's probably better than TJ McConnell, right?
Yes. I mean, he probably I would put him C.
Alex?
I mean, we're still at a certain point. He's got numbers that you really can't deny. I don't know how actually there's a certain degree of impact that I doubt. I'm saying his numbers probably exceed his impact by a
bad team factor.
Right. But
I think he'll be much better playing in a full-time shooting guard role than like being expected to be a point guard. Yeah. But I'm fine with C.
C tier.
If we were doing a strictly shooting guards tier list, I would have him probably in that tier. So
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Markelle Fultz.
Something about that photo has a weird aura.
I would say D tier. Maybe like teetering on getting to C tier. Didn't he also not play very many games?
No, he played. I think he played the most games in a minute.
He played 60. I was thinking of last year. He played.
Yeah, he played the most games he's played since 2020. I would put him.
Probably C tier, honestly.
Yeah, I mean we're looking 14, 4, and 6. Obviously can't shoot threes.
I mean, aside from three, I'm pretty sure he was efficient from everywhere.
Yeah, excellent mid-range shooter.
Yeah, 47% on like a huge volume of mid-range shots, and then 65%. Yeah, he's definitely C tier.
Yeah.
C tier it is. I heard someone in the chat say that my levels from my mic are a little bit lower than you guys, so I scooted it up right under my mouth. Hopefully it sounds nice and crisp for y'all now.
We can do some ASMR. People are pointing out the Cole Anthony thing. I think Cole Anthony should be a tier down.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I agree.
I'm fine with that.
I agree.
Because it's starting to not make sense with the people that we have in C tier.
All right, Cole.
Yeah, and I don't feel confident that Cole Anthony's like notably better than Monte Morris.
Right.
I'll just insert Markelle into this spot.
Nice. Real heads up play there.
Thank you. I pride myself on my heads up plays. Just like this guy, CJ McCollum, fellow podcaster.
That's
I'm going to use the bathroom while you all discuss this one.
I would probably go C.
Really? Because I feel like this is right on the fringe of C and B, and I feel like it's closer to B personally, but maybe I'm biased in
His
some way I don't
numbers-
comprehend.
His numbers did improve as the season went along. If I'm remembering correctly, I'm pretty sure he sucked for like the first 20 games of the season. Let's see. I'm just gonna first 20 games of the season, 17 points on 17 shots, 39% from the field, 33% from three. So yeah, I was right about his slow start, but from that start all the way to the end of the season, he put up 22 and 6 on 45, 41, 76, which isn't great splits. 40% from three on 7.5 attempts. So honestly, yeah, I do think I have to put him in B. I know there are a lot of Pelicans fans that do not like CJ, but ultimately those are numbers and efficiency metrics that you just can't deny.
Friend of the show, not Zay, is saying that CJ is way better than anyone in C.
Yeah,
I'm inclined to agree. We also have Superman Sucks Goku spamming the chat with CJ is not a point guard, but he has been ever since he left the Blazers.
Well, actually, it does have him listed as the 2.
So was Jose Alvarado?
But like he's been the lead initiator from a guard perspective. I'm trying to think who the fuck. I feel like the point guard, the person actually playing point guard, probably swapped around.
CJ should be on B tier. I could hear you guys in my headphones.
Yes.
Yeah.
But do you agree that he is a point guard?
I mean, Alex, can you pull up? Because I know you have access to numbers because I don't know where the fuck
he played 69% of his minutes at point guard this year. He's a point guard.
Thank you.
Nice. Very nice.
And it's also nice that he played 69%.
Yeah, I was like, I'm so sure that he's essentially their point guard, but he was listed at shooting guard on Basketball Reference. So,
all right, you got another hot take here. Cade Cunningham, where are we putting him, fellas? I feel like this would be one that splits B and C, but that is just me. Maybe he's more of a bona fide B.
Yeah,
bona fide B tier.
He's probably the worst player in B tier. Probably.
Because he's definitely better than Tyus Jones. Even I'll say that.
Yeah.
He's comfortably B tier.
It's just his jump shot so cheeks. Like if he could just get a consistent jumper, he has everything else going for him. He just can't shoot worth dick. 49% true shooting is really awful.
Yeah.
Really awful.
Jamal Murray, Instagram legend. Where are we putting him?
I would put him in A tier. I mean, I realize the regular season production hasn't necessarily been there, but as far as I'm concerned, if you make a playoff run like Jamal Murray just did, you are one of the best, and I think that's what A should be. Because for me,
go ahead.
For me, what you do in the playoffs is ultimately what's going to really decide how I feel about you. And Jamal Crawford in this previous playoffs, 26 points. Sorry, Jamal Murray. 26 points.
Rent free.
Shut up. You're the one who brought him. Alex is the one who brought him up. 26 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists over that 20-game stretch. Obviously had multiple games where he was the reason that the Nuggets won. I would put him in A tier. I think he's definitely better than everyone in B.
I don't think that's controversial at all.
Real quick, this has nothing to do with Jamal Murray. He should be in A tier. Were you looking at his efficiency from this year when you were talking about his true shooting percentage?
Cade?
Yes.
I believe so.
He played in 12 games.
That's true.
So
I forgot that he did miss almost all of the year.
If he wasn't notable,
listen. How many Pistons games have you guys been watching?
Unfortunately, probably more than I should.
Yeah, but you're more of a sicko than I am.
Oh man, I do think there is a discussion for Jamal Murray in S tier, but I don't think he's actually there. I think if we were to frame this as like a purely debate show, then I would force
Also-
one of you to pick that position.
Also,
But
I do want to say in my own defense here that 49% is only 1% worse than the 50% that he averaged the time that he actually did play. So it's not like
Yeah,
there's
but
a real difference.
it was his rookie year. Like,
Yeah.
if we
But-
start looking at rookie efficiencies and like docking people for how they look. as
Okay,
rookies.
but are we ranking him based on what he could be or what he is?
Well, we ranked Tyrese Maxey based on what he could be, and Anthony Simons based on what he could be. So, what's the criteria here, Jacob?
That's not necessarily true. Tyrese Maxey and Simon still had crazy, impressive numbers.
Okay, but Cade Cunningham is younger and didn't play even a third of the game.
That is an interesting.
I agree
point.
with agree with just taking Cade off.
Because I feel like he's kind of a fucking wild card.
all right,
Like-
Cade eliminated due to not enough games played. But real controversial guy here. Ben Simmons, the best point guard / center in the NBA.
Did he even qualify to be? Yeah,
So how many games did he play? He played like
Did he
1,000
play enough-
minutes.
Did he play enough?
he played 42. He played literally one more game than he
51%.
needed to be over 50%.
It also
Therefore, he qualifies.
What's his primary position listed at when it's like split up?
On NBA.com, he qualifies as a guard. So, I mean, I don't know what all that means.
He's a point guard. He played 100% of his minutes as point guard.
He's excellent defensively. Obviously, a pretty good passer. I'd probably put him in D tier.
D feels right to me. Right there with Dennis Schroeder. Man.
Like, as much as people have shit on Ben, he was still better than like fucking Shake Milton.
I would say Ben Simmons is probably closer to C tier than D tier, but I'm not going to split hairs over it.
Yeah, also.
Yeah, it does feel wrong to say that Kevin Porter
Yeah.
Jr. is a better point guard than Ben Simmons right now, despite how much
Right.
hate Ben Simmons gets. So I'm going to make the executive decision and follow your lead. Put him in C.
I'm good with that.
I would put him in D, but that's just.
We did get $10 from Mia Castillo. Thank you, Mia. She says, put some respect on Ben Simmons. Give him S or at worst B.
Hey,
Well,
real quick.
thank you for the
I
donation.
do want to point out. Yes, thank you very much.
Mhm.
We have 382 people watching right now. Shout out to the
Oh, shit.
382 viewers right now.
Yeah, it's been pretty consistent.
Go ahead and leave a like and subscribe while you're here.
Yeah, please like and subscribe. Really helps the stream. If we don't have at least 100 likes in the stream right now, I would be traumatized. So please do that for me.
Rudy will have to pay for therapy if you don't get the podcast to 100 likes.
D'Angelo Russell.
Boo.
Do we dare do it, fellas? Do
I'm
we
putting
dare?
him in E.
Okay, that's respectable.
That's a little crazy.
I don't think he's good. I just straight up think he's a bad basketball player.
Worse than Dennis Schroeder. I mean,
I
in
know
the
he
Lakers
was,
rotation,
like-
that's how it seemed, right?
Yeah, I mean he was getting outplayed by Dennis Schroeder when it mattered. He was outplayed by Dennis Schroeder. So at best we're putting him in D.
Alex,
He's
Yeah,
sure as
I-
shit
I-
not C tier.
I'm good with D. He's definitely
okay
not
with
D.
D. I'm okay
I'm
with D.
okay with D. I honestly, and I say this as someone who has been very critical of D'Lo. Yeah, he shouldn't be in C based on the guys that we have there, but I don't know. Yeah, D's fine.
here's the thing, though. I mean, Jordan McLaughlin was way better on the Wolves than D'Angelo Russell, more or less, if I remember correctly.
51
And yet,
sure
here we
shooting in the
are.
playoffs.
Here we are putting D'Lo over him. Is this just like a popularity bias thing, or is there actually some sort of basketball reason to say that D'Angelo is better than these guys in E tier? Because I was personally fringing between E and F. That's where my gut was going. But you guys seem to have more respect
Like-
for him than I do.
I mean, I've suggested he go into E, but he just fucking disappeared for so many playoff games, and that's the type of thing to make me just completely dismiss you. Is if you do that over and over and over again. And again, Dennis Schroeder outplayed him when push came to shove. Like he was the guy that was on the floor in crunch time for the Lakers because he was far more reliable than D'Angelo Russell.
I'm realizing we messed up. Like Kevin
You're
Porter
just
Jr.
now
should not be on
realizing?
D tier. Kevin Porter Jr. needs to be on D tier. D'Lo, I don't know. don't think D'Lo was as bad as people kind of made him out to be, especially during his time with the Lakers.
I mean, he was good in the regular season. That's the only reason he's not in like E or F for me. I'm fine with D. D feels more right. I agree with that. I'll tell you what, though, I don't know if I feel Ben Simmons at C personally. Like he was,
I actually
such a versatile defender.
But I think if Ben Simmons is C, then D'Lo needs to be in C.
I guess I'm putting Ben Simmons lower because as much as I love Ben,
no, I wasn't saying.
Dude, I feel bad for Ben Simmons in many ways, but like he was straight up just not. I wouldn't put him into like an excellent role player tier, which is what C is.
All right, what if we put both?
Let's just leave D'Lo at D for now. We
D'Lo-
can adjust it later if we realize we're
later.
just like insane.
Yeah.
All
Fair
right.
enough.
This next one is going to be either A or S, and if you think otherwise, then you're wrong. De'Aaron Fox.
A.
Easy A. Easily
Easy A.
Yeah.
No Emma Stone.
Easy A, just like shop class.
I've never seen any
don't
evidence that
understand that.
shop
Is
class
that-
is real.
I
That
took
seems
shop-
like a
I took-
media
What you guys are
trope.
talking about?
I took shop class in middle school. It was easy. It was an easy A.
Oh, okay, I get it now. It's like, is this a rap lyric or something?
Yeah, that's what I'm Jacob, known
Yeah,
for
I
my
was like-
rap lyrics being
Yeah.
dropped.
Jacob,
I
known
almost
hip-hop
almost
employer.
said my full name on stream, just thinking of the joke, not even considering that I was live.
Just quietly dox yourself.
Spencer Dinwiddie, probably D. Right? Maybe C. But
He was worse with the Nets, but I think he had probably, when he was still with the Mavericks, I think he had an incredibly underrated season.
Yeah, he was really good for them in that like secondary scoring role where he obviously got upended by Kyrie, but
He was so bad with the Nets. Holy cow.
Yeah.
I mean, Ben Simmons started over him with the Nets, right?
No,
Or am I getting my timelines
no,
crossed?
No. I think Ben was done playing by the time Spencer was there.
Okay.
I would probably put him in D. I think D is the right place. With the potential to play.
He was C tier for 53
Yeah.
games, in my opinion, but the last stretch of the season definitely leaves a bad taste in your mouth.
My thing is, like, I would say he was like probably like in C, but not like by a large margin, and then that net stretch is enough to bring him down a level.
Yeah.
Still
Josh
rocking that
Giddey.
goatee.
Is he a point guard?
He played
Kind
primarily
of.
small forward, but also like
So did Luka his rookie year or whatever. You know?
I'm going to say that Josh Giddey is definitely more of a forward.
All right. Josh Giddey eliminated by the
we're gonna
informed
let the
Thunder
let the
fan.
OKC Thunder fan make that decision.
For some context, for anyone who's going to get mad at me about that, one, I'm a Thunder fan and watched almost every single Thunder game this year. Two, according to Cleaning the Glass, he played 0% of his minutes at point guard last year and a whopping 5% of his minutes at shooting guard, and the rest were small forward and power forward minutes. So he is
yet
not a point guard.
NBA.com has him listed as a guard for some reason. So
You can go ahead and put
Whatever.
Killian in the F tier and move on. We don't need to
Comfortably.
discuss it at all.
He had a really cool stretch, though, and I think he's probably closer to E than F, personally.
but
Okay,
king of the
fair
F
enough.
tier, Killian Hayes.
I think I really think he's probably E tier. I think you guys are definitely underselling the season that he had last year.
All right. Alex, you
Which
can
is
answer.
crazy that I'm like defending a very, very mid season, but
Yeah, you're like,
you know, it is what it is.
He had 46% true shooting, dog. That's
Best
so
point guard in the
bad.
East? Question mark. Jalen Brunson. Where are we putting him,
A
fellas?
tier.
I think he's
A-tier.
absolutely
take.
A tier. He's absolutely A tier. He was fucking. What was his stretch towards the end of the year where he averaged like 28?
Averaged
fucking
33 points in the Heat series or something ridiculous like that.
Jalen Brunson is fucking good, man. He is really, really, really good.
I like that.
If you
one
want to know
detail
why,
on
you
your
can go to my
video.
channel right now and find. Well, not right now. Wait till after the
For the last 31 games of the season, he averaged 28 points and 6 assists, 45% from 3.
Marcus Smart, where are we putting him, fellas? This is a difficult one, I think. I'm feeling B, but that's my B is for bias, you know. He's
He hasn't
Grizzly
even
legend
played a
now.
single game for your team.
But I've been a big Marcus Smart fan
I'm
well
feeling
before he was a Grizzly, though. I've been a huge Marcus Smart guy.
I don't know. Marcus Smart is such a hard player to evaluate because he can be the best player on the floor every once in a while and then also be the reason his team loses. And like neither of those outcomes are surprising.
He's got to be at least as good as Derek White and better than Brogdon.
I don't know. He's worse than Derek White. He definitely is worse than Derek White. Alex, we can't hear you.
Alex is
Absolutely
gone
not as
mute.
good as Derek
There
White.
we go. He came back. It just the audio had like a
huge
latency to
delay.
it. Yeah.
He is not as good as Derek White. I mean, he's probably C tier. I don't think he's as good as anybody in B tier.
C tier.
Alex, leave the studio and come back real quick. Like refresh Chrome or something, because your audio is coming in 5 seconds later. All right, so what's our verdict according
we're
to you,
definitely
Jacob?
C. We're definitely in C tier.
Wow. All right, Ben Simmons and Marcus Smart on the same tier.
That's why Ben Simmons shouldn't be in fucking C tier, but whatever. Ben Simmons, one of these is not like the other. I don't know why Ben Simmons is here.
Man, that is
not my list, everybody. This is a group
is so
list.
bothersome.
He's just not. He was just not great. He impacted defenses. He impacted defense a lot, and then his offense was just so problematic.
Chat is saying move Ben down,
especially playing next to Nicholas Claxton. Man, the negative that he was offensively was very significant. So much so
we'll see if Alex notices Ben when he comes back.
No one say anything. Shh.
Chat, seriously, shut the fuck up. Talk about something else.
Oh shit! Alex is calling me.
He says my computer exploded.
This is his photo for me.
What's popping, Alex?
Oh, he called you. Got it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, I'll send it to you on Twitter.
Sorry about the technical difficulty, ladies and gentlemen. Alex does not have a link to join the stream we're currently in, which is not ideal for being here. But anyways, bring up the new guy, and we can. Alex will be
first
here
I have to send Alex a link.
Yes.
And then I bring in the new guy.
I wonder where he belongs.
Yeah, we'll wait for Alex to get here to decide where Stephen Curry belongs in this list. Alex, we need your help on this one. Where do
Alex, we're thinking B or C.
I was gonna say F.
Fuck that fraud, Stephanie.
So naturally, this is an S tier. It just has to be. Steph is the point guard of our generation. I mean, dude is just, even when he's bad, he's good.
Arguably the point guard of every generation. It depends who you ask.
Yeah. That being said, we're moving on to the brother of the actual point guard, Tyus Jones, Trey Jones. Where do we put him? I've been thinking about this ever since we started the show, honestly. It's like, where do we put him? I don't want him to be an F.
He can't shoot worth dick. He's probably closer to D than E, but
I was gonna say D tier.
But D, it seems like a couple of those guys I'd rather have. But at least it's not by a large enough margin. I'm comfortable with D.
D it is. All right, I'm happy with that. Quite happy with that.
If it literally, he's just like a reliable 3-ball away from C, though. Like everything else about his game is really Tyus Jones like.
I think he's a reliable 3-ball away from B.
Really?
He's 23 years old and putting up 13 and 6.5.
Yeah. I guess
he's
like fair. He's
efficient from basically everywhere else.
He's more of a scorer than his brother.
Yeah.
We got Zay in the chat campaigning and texting me for Emmanuel quickly to be moved up to B. We will do rearrangements at the end at this point. We will get there. Okay.
I see the argument for that. Personally,
no,
great defender, 6th man of the year candidate. There's an argument. There's an argument.
Nah.
Why not, Jacob?
Because like I don't think he's like that much better than Bruce Brown.
Why not?
Because Bruce Brown's really fucking good.
No, I'm saying like what are the differences that like make you? I'm not like I'm
Bruce
just curious
Brown. Bruce Brown was far more reliable in the postseason setting. I understand it was Quickly's first time, but I just trust Bruce Brown in that context. That's really the lens that I look at through all of this is like, who do I trust in a postseason? You know, if this is a point guard on my team in the postseason, who would I rely upon more? And I don't. Emmanuel Quickly was very iffy for the Knicks in the postseason.
Yeah, but you're also we've been projecting out for like Anthony Simons, right? We were kind of projecting out for Maxey a little bit. So why would we not project out for IQ, who was a 6th Man of the Year finalist? You know, had a very, very good season. He's still very, very young.
I mean, yeah, but he played. I think he would have to have played not this ass in the playoffs for me to put him there. Literally, if he just had
I think you're getting far too hung up on how a very, very young player performed in the playoffs. Okay, you're comparing how Bruce Brown performed in the playoffs to how Emmanuel Quickly
performed.
But
if we're making the excuse that he was just simply young, then it's like, I mean, I guess if you want to project, sure, but I just don't. I don't feel confident in that personally. If you want to make that change, you can.
Anthony Simons hasn't even played.
I'm aware.
This is going to be tough. Mike Conley. I feel like he's going to be the lowest in B or the best in C. Saying that Mike Conley and Bradley Beal does not feel right. Like saying they're on the same level does not feel right at all. But Mike Conley is a really good point guard.
Yeah, he was really good for the Timberwolves.
I would probably lean B here.
14-5, fucking 42% from 3.
Yeah. If we're just going off the Timberwolves stint, he's B. Especially if CJ McCollum's in B.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was starting to think too. I was like, I'm looking at CJ more than I'm looking at Beal. I'm like, well, Mike Conley and CJ are on the same rank. And if Beal is just there, then that's just where it is. I guess you know, it's been a couple years since I really paid attention to Bradley Beal. Maybe he's fallen off a bit.
Yeah, Mike Conley's always been a good 3-point shooter, but it feels like the past few seasons he has hit like literally like one of the best in the league, like consistently.
Someone said give Mike his own tier. We tried that and y'all got mad, so we had to adjust.
Mike in his last 190 games shot 40% from 3 on 6 attempts, and like he's often doing it like they're off the dribble or like coming off of a down screen. It's pretty fucking impressive. And he's still an excellent playmaker. Doesn't really make wrong decisions. Does enough stuff inside the arc too. Is still not a negative defender, even though he's old as dirt.
You will notice at this point, this list is getting pretty full. So this is the first warning shot of the podcast. An hour and 12 in, we only have like a dozen or so names remaining. So
thank God.
We've really flown through this
I
list.
thought you were going to say we're halfway through. I was like, Jesus Christ.
No, not
I think, real quick, I think if Conley's B, then also IQ has to be B. I don't think there's any argument.
I would rather Conley be C than Quickly be B, but I don't know. It just feels like there's too much.
Then I have no idea what your rationale is. If you were okay with Mike Conley being B, but you are somehow
that's okay.
B.
Okay, you're right. I keep thinking about what his playoff numbers were, and it's hard to get out of my head.
The IQs have it. Let's see. We got another. When you got another notable. Oh, whoa, this one went under him. Wonder why that happened.
Damn, his efficiency was cheeks last year. It's kind of hard to place exactly
Fred
how
Van
good he
Vliet,
really
for those
is.
listening.
I'm not touching this one. Raptors fans are vicious.
Well, he's not a Raptor anymore.
I know, but they still.
And Rockets fans are notoriously kind.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I mean, I would probably.
So S tier, right?
I'd probably still
for scared.
I'd probably go B, right? Like especially
I would
because
also probably
I'm
go
thinking his last
Really?
half, his last
Fred
half.
VanVleet over Marcus Smart?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. Guess I
How
don't know
good do
about-
you think Marcus Smart's
Yeah,
offense is?
I'm really genuinely
I
surprised.
just don't give a fuck about Marcus Smart's offense. He was the defensive player of the year 2 seasons
Oh my
ago.
Gosh.
One of the most fraudulent defensive player of the years of all time.
Yeah. I've heard it all before. I edit your videos.
Yeah, might I remind you of that? You don't fucking mock me, bitch.
Ugh, man. When I think of Fred VanVleet now, I think of him just like getting lots of assists and shooting really poorly on a mediocre team. I'm
His
like, how the fuck is that a
efficiency-
B tier point guard?
His efficiency got better as the year went along. He started off awful. His field goal percentage, his overall inside the 3-point line stuff is never that great, but he's generally reliably a high volume and good 3-point shooter, and he's a genuinely good playmaker. Obviously, he's also a pretty fucking strong defender, especially a lot more than you expect out of someone who's 6'1".
Right. All right.
He's only 3% below league average for shooting. It's not like he was atrocious.
Gotcha. Well, speaking of strong defenders, Drew Holiday, I don't know why it's putting these below the layer now.
Oh,
It's
man.
a strange switch up.
B
It's
tier.
gotta be.
His-
Okay.
He's
B
better than
tier.
everybody in C tier. Like,
Thank you.
Come on.
I'm glad. I was
Yeah.
afraid you were going to try to put him A tier, and I'm like, okay, at this point, I'm allowed to bring up the playoffs because it's fucking Drew Holiday, and every single time he is relied upon to be a even somewhat consistent scoring option, it's a disaster.
yeah, Drew Holiday, I think if we're talking regular
Yeah,
season,
regular
obviously he's terrible in the
season.
playoffs. Regular season, Drew Holiday was fantastic.
Yeah, regular season Holiday is A tier, I would say, but he poopied his pants against the Heat, and he did that even when they won the championship. He poopied his pants regularly.
Yeah.
That's my
Russell
analysis.
Westbrook. It was high quality.
S
High
tier.
quality analysis.
Ooh. Did you
S
say
tier.
S?
Thunder legend Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
I really
C.
don't know what to think about this.
I'm thinking C because he was like
we're gonna have to do a hard reevaluation of C.
Honestly, though, with Russ, it's kind of this really difficult because
Let's ignore the Lakers stuff.
Well,
Just
if we're
Clippers stuff.
ignoring the Lakers stuff and the Clippers stuff, there wasn't enough games for it to really be fair. You know what I mean? Like, he was way more efficient with the Clippers in the regular season in the 21 games he played. 35% from three, 49% from the field, averaged 7.6 assists, 16 points. And when the playoffs came around, statistically one of the best. Well, I guess that last game really knocked it down a peg, didn't it? Because I remember the first 4 games, it was like crazy ass numbers. But still one of the better playoff series he's had overall and in a while for sure.
So here's an idea. What if Russell Westbrook is our first and probably last democratically elected one? We just turn it over to chat, so we're not responsible for this. We can put quite a few tiers as options and then just let them have it for a minute or two while we do another
C
guy.
feels right to me personally. I'll just
I think
no democracy needed. We have the authority here.
he's closer to D than he is B, probably.
if we're just going off his time with the Clippers and like especially the playoffs, I think he would be B. But if you're factoring in the Lakers, then I understand C. But again, I think we need to reevaluate a lot of players in C.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's definitely the most mixed
Because
bag.
C is messy. It's really, really bad.
We got Mia giving us another $5. Appreciate that, Mia, saying that give him an A. He's a beast. Actually, I missed a couple around. Richie Miller, former donor, donates once again to say Shootaround is S tier. Thank you very much, Richie. Appreciate your
shout out
$5.
Richie. And Mia, thank you.
And earlier, I'm assuming.
I just want to point out we have 420 viewers, which is
Let's
nice.
Go. Extra nice. Mia, I'm assuming you're talking about Kyle Lowry when you say give him A for his cheeks. Someone has to say it, and I'm glad it was you. Now another $5 for give Russell Westbrook an A. We're not going to give him an A. We're going to leave him in C for now, but who knows? He might work his way up to A by the time we reorganize this chart.
Please just take into account that, like, if we're doing pure what he did with the Clippers, he's definitely probably in the B, but like he was a Laker for most of the season. So
yeah. But he will be
Garland
a Clipper the
A tier.
entirety of this upcoming season. Epitome of an A tier is
A
Garland.
tier.
Garland is so good. I feel like people don't know it. Honestly,
I do.
How many do we have left, Rudy?
Probably 7 or 8.
Okay.
You're just saving all the best ones for last.
We should definitely go through and reevaluate at the end.
Yeah, 100%. So Garland and A. I don't want you guys to tell me that this is A because I think it's S, but I know you guys are going to tell me it's A. Ja Morant.
A.
Yeah.
I think the only point guards that should be in S tier would be Steph, Luka, and like Dame.
I'm going to be honest. I think that Ja Morant is probably on the same level as Damian Lillard at the very least.
Do you know how good Dame played last season? Obviously, the Blazers weren't shit, but Dame statistically had his most impressive box score of his career last year.
All right.
Okay. So Ja Morant is the player we're talking about. So.
Yes.
Guess we're doing A. I want him to be S so bad. But I will put my bias aside and trust your guys' ball knowledge.
You should delete Instagram for starters.
Right. If you delete Instagram, that's an instant A or instant S.
If
rather.
anyone was going to crack a joke, I wasn't going to do it.
LaMelo Ball.
Probably B, right?
Does he meet the criteria? Did he play enough games?
I think
no, he didn't.
No, he didn't. But it also
are we going to put him on there anyway?
It feels like it'd be wrong. He played 36. I guess he said it was half, wasn't it?
We eliminated Cade. So
yeah, I'm like, if we didn't rank Cade, we probably should.
36 is a lot better than 12, though.
That's true. Yeah.
23 and 8.
35 minimum. New rules starting now. Right here at the end.
I think B is fine. I think this one's like.
I think it would. Everyone, if we like post this, everyone's gonna be like, "Where's LaMelo?"
Yeah.
I mean, there will be people like, "Where's Cade?" too, but I guess
we can go back and add Cade. There's still time.
Cade is like much more of a wild card though, because we've only seen him as a rookie and 12 games of last season, whereas LaMelo's in his 3rd year now.
Right. Yeah.
All right. Speaking of wild cards, we really don't know what this guy's going to do next year. Chris Paul. What's he going to do, guys? What's he going to do?
Man. I mean,
way back in the day, circa 2019, I made a satirical top 100 list where one of my hot takes built into it was ranking Marcus Smart ahead of Chris Paul. We have finally reached the point where I feel like that's definitely true. I think Marcus Smart is better than Chris Paul and has been for a moment. So is he going to be C tier? Is he going to be D tier?
I want to know what Marcus Smart did to get I don't know if I should say that on stream.
Yeah.
It's between B and C, and I guess we'd go C.
Yeah, C tier. If Russell Westbrook's on C tier, Chris Paul is not above him.
Chris Paul is essentially the litmus test for how far can like feel for the game take you. If your body's just completely cooked, your jump shot's not really going in that much, but you have a strong feel, is that not how far can that take you? That's what we're going to see.
Are you talking about Chris Paul?
His 3-ball was, I guess it improved as the year went along. Yeah, I keep thinking about
he's also an incredible mid-range shooter.
Do you think I don't know this, Alex?
No, I'm just saying, like, what do you said is like.
I was thinking of this previous season where he shot 32% on 3 attempts from outside.
Okay.
Yeah, this year was better, but at this point, he's like purely finesse is the only thing he's got going for him. He's a destitute athlete, completely not a factor defensively really anymore, other than interrupting a passing lane here or there.
Speaking of pure finesse, Trae Young. The thumbnail point guard. Where are we putting him?
He's also ridiculously fast. I wouldn't say he has no athletic things in his favor.
Sure.
Trae Young should be an A tier.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I was worried someone was going to try and argue he should be in B, and I was going to...
Oh, hell no.
I would have been like, you're smoking crack.
No, Trae Young's fucking good.
He had a horrible start to the year, right? Like, there was a full moment in the season where people were like, ooh, are we sure about Trae Young?
I think Trae Young every year has like a 20-game stretch where it's like, damn, this dude forgot how to play.
I guess he just gets frustrated. I would too, playing for the Hawks. Tyrese Halliburton. For me, strong A tier. I think this dude's really good.
I agree. It's just the problem is I think he's probably worse than everybody else in A tier, but he's definitely better than everybody in B tier.
I think he's A tier. This one's not that hard in my opinion.
Yeah. Other than like Garland, I think that I know Garland versus Halliburton was a debate that people were having. I think it's fairly close between those two, but every other point guard there, I definitely think is better than Hallie.
Yeah, that's why this is a tier list and not a numbered list.
Shout out to my spiritual twin because we were born on the same day.
The beard, James Harden.
I was worried about this one.
Yep.
F.
S for sabotage.
I say we let the chat vote on this one.
Yeah,
let the chat.
I agree.
This is the
democracy poll.
Yeah.
All right. Let me get that set up right quick.
Because god damn, it's even like he's so hard to get a grasp of how good he actually is. Like if we're talking about the playoffs, like he had games where he shit his pants, and he had games where he put up fucking 40, which we didn't even think he could do in a playoff setting anymore. So he's had positives, he's had negatives. Now, if we're talking about his fucking attitude, if we're talking about who we want on our NBA team, I don't know that James Harden's high on that tier list. But
all right, everyone in the chat, go ahead and hit that poll for me.
We're talking about pure basketball ability here. The problem just though, what it comes down to with Harden that will hold him back, if Harden from what he could be if he was consistent is an A tier player. I don't think there's a question about that if James is consistent. So it really is harboring on how much we're knocking him for that.
I do want to say, to take a little step backwards, Dober Investment gave us another $5. He said, Trae for S tier, bias Hawks fan. Thank you very much for your donation, Dober. Do love those $5. Yep. Help keep this show going. But James Harden, democracy will decide. In the meantime, let's just do some easy ones. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, A tier, S tier. Which is it?
I would go.
Hold on, I'm gonna get overstimulated here. We gotta wait for this Harden thing to be done.
Oh, we gotta wait first. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll delete that ominous picture of Shai, which I really wish NBA Media Day had already happened because I downloaded, like I told you guys earlier, 82 player heads today, and they also have their old jerseys from their old teams with the 6 insignia and yada yada. So I'm really disappointed that NBA Media Day has not happened yet for my own personal reasons. But that is neither here nor there. Let's see how the democracy is skewing. Yeah.
The problem with James Harden right now is that if we put him, chat voted for B tier. If we put him on B tier, he is on the same tier as Tyrese Maxey, who I love Tyrese Maxey, but he is not better than James Harden.
Mm-hmm.
So things get weird.
It's also like a single digit number of votes skewing it towards B. It's right now it's currently tied at 46% between A and B. So every vote counts. We currently got 169 votes in there, 420 watching right now. So
I think
this gets over 200 and it's more skewed one way or the other. Then I'll close the poll.
I think A is probably the way to go. It's starting to.
I think A. Oh, it's pulled away anyways. It's A tier.
Yeah. It's going nowhere. It's A tier. And when it crosses 200, I will end it. Stop the count. Yes. As soon as you brought up Tyrese Maxey, it really skewed it towards A tier. It's now at 49 to 43, with 8% of people voting for either
I gotta say, I was
C
looking
tier.
at the chat, and there were a lot of people suggesting that SGA is not a fucking S tier player, and it's kind of driving me nuts.
Well, put
As it
James
should.
Harden in A. Let's go ahead
yes,
and
yes.
just
Yep, all right.
establish
In the
that, and then
poll
we
with
can talk about SGA.
51%. And we'll throw James Harden into A. If you're listening at home, sorry that this is not the best purely audio show, but it still should be pretty entertaining. So apologize for not being optimized for the audio platform. But if you want more, please come over to the YouTube channel. Catch us live on also Rusty Buckets. So Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
S tier. He's S tier.
Absolute S tier for me.
Yes.
But I will
Top 3
say,
in MVP voting. He was 3rd in MVP or top 5 in MVP
Yeah, he was
voting.
5th, not 3rd.
He was he averaged what 31 points per
31.
game. Like dragged, and I'm an OKC fan. I'm not hating on OKC, but like that team, the only reason they made the play-in tournament is because of him being otherworldly, and then like Jalen Williams being
That's
way
dude,
better than anyone thought he was going to
dude.
be his rookie year.
Dude, it's driving me crazy. Some of the shit I'm seeing in this chat. SGA isn't a top 10 player. What? Who the fuck is? There are not 10 players better than SGA. He was 5th in MVP voting, which obviously doesn't mean that much, but clearly that's some level of recognition that he's up there in that echelon. And he's also one of the most clutch players in the entire league.
He's literally better than everyone in A.
Yeah.
That's not a question. He's better than everybody in A.
Yeah. I think guys like
Morant might be on the same level.
I think guys like Ja.
He's not.
I think Ja is, teetering on S, so he would be the closest, I guess. But ultimate accidental bar. Yeah, but SGA is fucking S tier, and I'm not going to hear anyone else about it.
Yeah, I don't really care what the chat says about this. He's S tier.
Yeah, and I'm not an OKC fan, so I have no fucking bias. I kind of am, but I'm not actually an OKC fan for real.
And the only comment I saw that
SGA
kind of swayed me away
SGA
from this position.
Sorry, SGA is not a shooting guard. He played all of his minutes at point. We discussed this pre-podcast.
Yeah, believe it or not. The only thing that swayed me away from even like immediately putting him in S tier was one comment said SGA is on the level of Curry. Y'all are tripping. And I'm like, look, he doesn't have to be on the exact same level as one of the best players of all time in order to fit into the same tier.
Yeah, there's no one that is on S tier other than Steph, if that's the rule that we're making.
Right.
Yeah. It's called nuance. Like, goodness gracious. Think a little bit other than just like seeing Steph next to Shea and be like, oh, they're saying that he's as good as Steph Curry is. Like, shut up. Relax. There's this thing called nuance. We're not saying that he's as good as Steph. We're saying he is in the superstar tier.
Dame is also an S tier point guard who is nowhere near Steph Curry all time. Much closer than SGA is, obviously, but still.
So
and one who, despite what fucking Max Kellerman or whoever would tell you, is not on the same tier as Dame. Same level as Dame, anyways.
Yeah, Dame's S tier.
And then last one, probably
Luka?
also layup S tier.
S tier.
Looks like he's seen too much sun.
These pictures are taken in the summer, so I wouldn't be surprised if this time last year Luka was just chilling. Getting some rays,
Getting some of that melanoma.
All right.
Just like me, for real.
So we've now reached the point of reevaluation.
I'm
do we want to put Cade on here?
I'm sure. I mean, nah. I feel pretty good though about the distribution overall. There are obviously probably some guys who need to move around, but like we didn't fuck around and like put everybody in one tier like happens every once in a while.
Oh no!
Oh my God! Whose ear is that? Is that Markelle Fultz's ear? Why can I tell that's Markelle Fultz?
I hit the wrong button. Oh no!
I think Alex Caruso needs to be in D tier.
Really? That's a little surprising to me.
Well, the way like everything ended up because we ranked Alex Caruso, so he was like the first person we ranked, right?
Yeah, one of the first for sure.
Yeah, so it's kind of tough. It's tough to stand by looking at the other players and see. Like, there's no reason he should be in C tier. with the guys who are currently in C tier. That just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, he's just like such a non-factor offensively speaking. Like at best, he's a solid enough connector. Yeah, I don't know. My thing is though, like, I think he's on a similar tier to Clarkson at least.
You are getting hung up on Kyle Lowry versus Jordan
yeah.
Clarkson.
Listen,
now
man,
saying,
Alex, I'm barely thinking about any of these positions. All right, let me live. Don't hold me to the standard of the past. I'm a new man.
Said, "Let me live."
But I also feel like Alex Caruso is confidently better than pretty much everyone below him, other than maybe Spencer. But we know Spencer's like kind of a
dude, I'll be honest. Offensively, there is not a whole lot that Caruso's doing to like move the needle between him being above the guys in D tier. Like, I get his defense is among the best in the league, but like does his offense really move the needle that much?
Put Chris Paul right here at the beginning.
How about you put Alex Caruso at the beginning? Because obviously it's not a real order, but you know, if we're gonna put Alex Caruso
just filling
as the
in
worst
the blanks.
player in D tier.
Is that how these are supposed to work?
It is to some people.
The culture of tier list.
It is to some people. But whatever.
Somebody mentioned remove Bruce Brown.
Bruce Brown is
definitely ended up doing
C-tier.
things. I'm okay with just removing Bruce Brown altogether.
What? Okay,
yeah,
two.
Because we already do have 2 point guards that are going to play for Indiana this upcoming year.
Assessing what his position is very weird.
I mean, I would ultimately
just taking him off.
But how many minutes? What's his minute distribution between point and the two?
Not Zay in the chat saying, y'all telling me LaMelo was on the same level as Simons, Conley, IQ, and CJ McCollum?
LaMelo's good as shit, man. Yeah.
So technically, Bruce Brown did not play a single minute at a point guard this year.
Oh, okay. Well, then
he is eliminated. All right.
I know he was just like the lead ball handler very often in the playoff settings. So I was like, it seems like he'd basically be a point guard. But yeah, if he's not even playing it, then that's fine. LaMelo Ball is one of the better 3-point shooters and playmakers in the league.
What other adjustments need to be made that are somewhat obvious like that one?
LaMelo's also a better defender than Halliburton.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Never heard anyone talk a lick about LaMelo Ball's defense until right this moment.
Yeah, he's a 6'8" point guard. You know, like I don't know how many actually excellent defensive plays he makes.
Really, 6'8"?
Yeah, I believe so. 6'7".
I knew he was tall, but that threw me for a loop. Okay.
6'7".
I want to move De'Aaron Fox, Darius Garland, and Ja Morant into S tier personally, but that's my feelings.
But wait, we established that S tier is superstars, right?
Yeah, none of these guys are superstars. You can cry about it, Rudy.
You really still hung up on the whole Ja Morant is not a superstar thing?
He is not. I'm not using your stupid like media idea of what a superstar is. Just purely the best player on a championship team. I don't know if Ja is comfortably in that conversation right now.
You said like in the most recent video you talked about him that should he not be suspended for this first 25 games that he would be a very good candidate for MVP. That's like the epitome of superstar. That's the epitome of superstars.
That's a fair point.
Best player, MVP. He's never been on a losing team in his fucking life. He dunks real good. He's one of the best passers in the league. Like, Ja Morant is the fucking truth, and it's not just me being biased. Like, if I wasn't a Grizzlies fan, I would be because of Ja Morant.
If I wasn't a Grizzlies fan, I would be. Got it.
Real quick. The chat's saying we should move Killian Hayes down to F. And I'm with it. I'm okay with that.
I was the one. Okay.
I changed my mind. And
things reshuffled a little bit, and I'm like, okay.
Had a fucking 48% true shooting percentage on the season. Yeesh.
But yeah, I think that De'Aaron Fox, Jalen Brunson, Darius Garland, and Ja Morant are all, you know, arguably S tier. Garland,
What's
maybe
the
There,
not.
argument?
listen. There is a pretty clear distinction between these 4 players and the 9 players below them.
I
Yeah.
love Jalen Brunson. You think Jalen Brunson is on the level of Steph
Yeah,
Curry,
no, I
Shea,
don't. You're
Dame,
right.
and
You're right.
Luka?
You're right. I'm
And
just thinking
Darius
like,
Garland, do you think he's on their level?
yeah. I guess I'm just I'm hung up on the jaw thing
Ja
and then
is
trying
closer
to
to
bring
S
guys
than
up
B,
with
that's
him.
for sure.
Yeah.
Ja is probably the best player in A. I'll give you that, but
Nope. Okay. Also, are we sure that Tyrese Halliburton is a tier above LaMelo? And if so,
Personally, yeah, for
why?
sure. Did you get the same text I did?
Well, I've kind of I don't know if LaMelo belongs with the guys that he's with. That just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
I'm okay with moving LaMelo down because to me he's very
No,
like
I'm
highlight
saying
bias.
he should
Yeah.
be moved up.
Wait, LaMelo up?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, if you say so.
If
I
we've
believe
seen
you.
seen like what LaMelo Ball has done in his career so far, does he really belong on the level of like Anthony Simons and
wait, I might have
Mike Conley and
I may have
CJ McCollum?
misinterpreted what Zay said. Was he saying LaMelo should be higher?
Well, he
Oh, he
pointed out that
was.
Tyrese is above LaMelo,
For
and I'm
some reason, I
that's a
thought
little-
he was complaining about him being in B tier, like he's not as good as those guys. I'm like, he's definitely at least B tier.
We got another comment saying move Ben Simmons down from Superman sucks Goku again. But we already did that quietly without telling Alex.
Yeah,
Wait, what?
But,
don't worry about it.
when you were
Oh, you moved Ben Simmons down from C tier?
Yeah.
Oh, whatever.
Just because we were stacking up God, who was it next to him? At this point I've lost the thread because there's just been so many point guards. This is the ultimate point guard tier list.
Yeah.
So, it's easy to get lost in the sauce. How are we feeling about the bottom of this? Are we satisfied with these 12 or so guys being an E and F tier? I think Shake Milton might have a case for moving up. Maybe
he
Jordan
does
McLaughlin.
not. I can assure you he does not.
Okay. I guess I just like his name.
He does have the coolest name in the NBA, in my opinion.
We got one comment saying that Drew is better than LaMelo during the regular season. I think that's ultimately true, but he does have a bad reputation in the playoffs, as we discussed.
LaMelo does have no reputation in the playoffs, though. So.
Exactly. It does feel weird having Drew in this gaggle of fellas that are.
Oh, that's his own damn fault for sucking ass in the postseason, isn't it?
Yeah.
If I could change anything,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like not anything we are actually going to be able to change, I would put a new tier between A and B.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So should we?
That's where things
Should we
get very
consolidate E
weird.
and F?
Either that, or we can consolidate. Yeah, let's consolidate E and F. I would just get rid of F tier entirely.
But
I
they
don't even think
exist.
there's a need.
Yeah, they don't not exist.
But
This
are we
is-
saying if we consolidate E and F, then we're going to be putting them on the same tier,
Yeah.
Yeah,
which
that's
is
true.
where the issue comes up.
But I think F being players who just suck is appropriate. Whereas I don't feel like Kobe White sucks. He's just not great.
Maybe we should just split up C and D some more to create a little bit of wiggle room, a little bit of
No, because
fundamental.
the way it's gonna shake out is people from A are going to have to come down to B, and B is going to shift to C. So basically, we just need to create room at the bottom and then just shift everything down, and then redistribute from there. I seriously think we just get rid of or we take guys from E and redistribute them to D and F until there's nothing left in E, and then we shift down.
I'm cool with that. That makes sense.
Okay.
Okay, so let's figure out who's just booty cheeks in E.
I would put
DeLon Wright.
The
Problem is, none of these guys are terrible.
I mean, I would put Kobe, DeLon, and McLaughlin in D.
Maybe we need an S plus. I see that in the chat right now. That is a good idea.
If we would have made this in tier list maker, we could have done that.
Don't worry, we have the power of Photoshop.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Oh no, I need to select the layer, but I hit all my layers.
Oh man,
It's
I'm just
okay.
fine leaving it as it is and not going through all this work personally.
I mean,
we got to sort this out because I'm just looking at it and there's just so much stuff that's like hard to co-sign.
all right, let me figure out how to make my layers come up again. All right, they're all the way down here. Boop. 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 For those listening at home, I'm terribly sorry they have to listen to my boops and bops about using Photoshop. I understand it's not the highest quality audio entertainment, but yeah, it's good.
We somehow have 300 people watching right now. Wow.
For the question, what was the thought process behind not doing this on Tier Maker? There was no thought process.
Yes, none.
Yeah,
I guess Rudy did you just not know that you could add PNGs to?
I just, you know, I wanted to. Oh Jesus Christ! I just wanted to have the freedom to do whatever the hell I wanted with it. You know,
you can do whatever. You can change like tier names and everything in Tier List Maker. You would have had all the freedom. It's okay.
I believe you. Well, we'll get them next time. You know, we're not sponsored by Tier List Maker, so you know, until they run me that check, I'm using Adobe Photoshop, who's also not a sponsor. So S plus
their imagery though.
Okay, I'll be honest. This didn't help us any because S plus would just be staff. So we didn't do what we needed to do, right?
Yep.
Because we needed a new tier.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Oh my gosh.
All right. I guess we'll just delete everyone in F.
Just delete F, yeah. Sorry, they didn't make the cut.
It's okay. It's okay. Let me hide all this.
You're so trash you don't even exist.
I guess the thumbnail is just a lie now. It's no longer every point guard. It is just all but a few point guards. I guess it was never truly every point guard anyway. Goodbye to these fellas. When will it delete? What's happening? There we go.
Oh my goodness. The fact that this is somehow our most viewed episode is insane.
It's because we're doing good.
People like tier lists.
Yeah.
Lesson learned.
Oh my gosh. I'm dying, dude.
I know.
This is so janky.
I'm happy personally. So D, who's getting distributed into D? I mean into E from D.
I thought we were just going to shift everybody down.
Oh,
so
just shifting everybody
B would
down?
basically be empty, and then we would redistribute. Yeah, shift everyone from B, C, and D down, and then we will take guys from C and A and move them into B.
Gotcha. Let's just start with that. Move that down. And get these other 5 guys. No burgers and fries.
Wow. Jacob, what's going on? Help us. We gotta fill airtime until we get this set up.
I'm just waiting for this shit to go. I'm like, what else is there to do besides for wait? I actually have to pee, so I'm gonna go do that since you have fun covering it, Alex. I just want to say it. Never once have I gone a bathroom break for a podcast, but here we are. We're still fucking here.
I'm happy that you have a bladder that you can control.
Samuel in the chat says Kyrie Irving not S. No, he is not.
No.
This is not a pro Kyrie Irving space.
I mean, basketball, even if you're just talking, like ignoring the off-court stuff, I still would have him in A tier. He does not do as much as you need to be in S tier.
Yeah, best bag in the NBA for sure. But
yep.
You know, he only tries like 3 games out of the year on defense and is you know, his off courtness bleeds into the courtness of it all pretty often. So, just destroying teams left and right. So we got B clear.
Yes.
Who do you want to move down? I say LaMelo and Tyrese. Easy decision.
Yes, I think LaMelo and Tyrese should be in B. I see the argument for Tyrese being in A. I really like Tyrese Halliburton. I think people are, in general, underrating him a lot of the time. But I think for now, he should be in B.
Okay, so Tyrese and LaMelo into B. Harden, probably also B, right? Even though, Democracy said that he goes in A. But a lot of that was skewed because of how fucked up B was than before. So,
yeah.
James Harden right there with him.
I think
Bradley
maybe
Beal,
Garland.
Anthony
I think
Simons
maybe
up.
Garland to me is kind of hovering between like the A and B right now. I'm cool with him staying in A, but it was just something that I was parsing through.
Yeah.
Who are the guys in C that should be moved up to B?
Drew Holiday.
I know people get hung up on the playoffs, but his regular season was awesome. So
yeah, he's just like one of the best defenders in the NBA, point blank period. It's got to earn you some respect.
This just feels a lot more right now that I'm sitting here looking at this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're liars, guys. This isn't every point guard.
I don't give a fuck about Cameron Payne.
All right, now it's fixed. So in the Booby Gibson tier. All right.
Let's get the list done.
It is
then
enjoyable.
We can put your silly tiers up.
It is enjoyable that Mike Conley made it to the Mike Conley tier.
Someone asked, so wait, Trae Young is better than James Harden right now? Trae Young actually has the ability to apply rim pressure, so yes. He's not absolutely cooked anytime he tries to get to the rim.
I think Anthony and Beal have a good case to move up in this new division, but maybe I just have a bias towards high PPG.
I think maybe Beal, but that's it.
It feels weird saying LaMelo is better than Bradley Beal right now, right?
I mean, I don't feel that weird saying it. LaMelo gets the same points per game.
I'm cool with Bradley Beal moving up.
He gets the same amount of points per game on the same amount of efficiency while being much more impactful as a playmaker and a better defender.
I think Simons is fine on C, though.
Yeah.
We still putting Steady Freddie in
This
C?
all looks way more reasonable.
Yeah, I agree.
Fred VanVleet stays on C. I'm sorry.
All right.
Yeah, but someone needs to. I thought you were moving him over to fill the gap.
No, I was thinking about it, but I was like, wait a minute. Maybe he just moves up or down. Smart into C. That's how I feel too, but no one else does. I feel like Russell Westbrook would definitely be in C.
Go look at Marcus Smart's shooting splits and then get back to me.
All right. Next time on the shoot around. Russell Westbrook, if we discount his time with the Lakers, I think easily moves into C.
Easily?
Yeah, no, his time with the Clippers is fantastic, and his play.
Yeah, but I don't think we can ignore the Lakers shit.
Hey, he's in a Clippers jersey in his picture. So, could you download a picture
and make it
Lakers
half
headshot and put the Lakers one in? Probably.
Yep. Lakers, Russell Westbrook.
And I know there are other players on this list that got traded. We're only doing it for Westbrook. I'm sorry.
And if we're doing this into like the perceived future type vibe, like what this 2023-24 season looks like, he'll probably be closer to C than D. So
yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's also not a media day photo.
Russell Westbrook Lakers headshot.
I did, and when I clicked on it, it was like,
this is just gonna fuck up the aesthetic of the whole thing.
No, I think it enhances it.
I think
Just sad Russell Westbrook.
Are we sure Lakers Westbrook is D tier?
No, Lakers Westbrook is a worse player than Alex Caruso.
All right.
I would just
Tyus
rather that be
Jones.
gone and we just agree.
Yeah,
with
let's
the
just
rest
get rid of the
C.
Lakers thing. Yeah,
Okay, you came up with it.
It ruins the.
well, I thought you were gonna get the headshot.
Yeah, that ruins the aesthetic. Buddy.
I'll
Because
look
then
harder.
It's subtle. No, it's okay. Don't worry about it.
What other changes do we want to make?
I think Clarkson is too high.
Clarkson too high?
Yeah.
What about Kyle Lowry, though?
I think he's fine where he is.
There. Are you happy now?
Yes, because now it's subtle and people aren't going to like immediately look at that and be like, why is Russell Westbrook in F tier? It's like, look at the rest. I promise. It's okay.
Just keep reading the chart.
Look up. You should keep him literally right above him so that you can just really literally look up. Or not.
I would also be okay with D'Lo moving up. The chat was talking about it, and the more I'm thinking about it, I think that makes sense.
All right, so we're moving Clarkson down and D'Lo up.
That's just my opinion. I mean, we don't have to. We can discuss it a little bit, but
Jacob, do you have feelings about that? Because I sure as hell don't.
About what specifically?
Clarkson down, D'Lo up.
I think Clarkson is better than D'Lo, like quite confidently.
Is Jordan Clarkson a better passer than D'Lo?
No, but I don't. D'Lo sucks.
D'Lo, even though he's not good on defense, he's better than Jordan Clarkson. Efficiency-wise, D'Lo actually wasn't terribly inefficient.
You do what you got to do. I'm ready to
the
go.
Lakers.
I'm ready to end this. I don't fucking care. I'm not going to bat over Jordan Clarkson. Move him down if you want. I don't care.
All right. But I'm right there with Alex Caruso, which feels about right. We keep D'Lo or moving up?
E to me is just kind of like
It's the
There's some
tier.
Yep, I think D'Lo goes up to D. I think D'Lo comfortably goes up to D.
Even though he's getting 4 minutes a game in the playoffs or whatever.
You get 4 minutes.
It's the playoffs. Stuff changes with like any given second.
Yeah.
Stuff changes when you suck, so they decide to keep you out of the rotation.
I also think,
but now we got Schroeder below him.
I think we're overrating
the guy who outplayed him in the post. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Caruso's defense to me is so valuable that like I'm not thrilled that he's an E. But I understand if you're like his offense doesn't move the needle enough to get him moved up, but I don't know. Just something I want to throw out there.
I'm willing to move Caruso up. I mean, he's one of the most popular players in the NBA, one of the most effective defenders in the NBA. Probably on the level of Kyle Lowry rather than Spencer Dinwiddie. To me, my casual perspective. Jacob, disagree?
All I know is I think you could get a first-round pick trading none of the people in that tier except for Alex Caruso. So
right,
that were in that tier. I think you get a first for Jordan Clarkson as well.
Didn't the Celtics? No, they didn't. That's right. I thought they traded. I was thinking about the Porzingis trade that like involved Marcus Smart getting traded and whatnot.
Okay, so
this feels more reasonable.
Looks good to me.
Yeah,
all right.
I think this is good.
At the fucking 2-minute mark, we get this shit figured out. Or 2-minute mark, 2-hour mark.
All right. Normally, this is the point of the show where we turn on to a Q&A. However, that is Pandora's box, given the premise of this podcast.
I can't even imagine.
I'm going to give it about like 1 minute to do like a super chat to have us answer your question. And if you don't want to give us money to extend this podcast, then we're going to call it at 2 hours. But I can't believe someone already entered the chat and just said this. Russ as an F is crazy to me. Look up.
You're literally blind. You're literally blind.
Just look. Go upwards.
Go
in the
to an
chart.
optometrist.
I'm sorry you've only been around for like 20 seconds, but we just did a whole bit about
What's
this.
funny is they've been in the chat the whole time.
Hey, I guess they were just tuned out.
I recognized that name. I was like, oh, yeah, they've been here. They were watching. But yeah, there's some stuff that we could easily change here. Like, if someone wanted to put Tyrese in A, I'm not upset with that at all. There's some guys on C that you could argue are a little high. I think the D tier is where things get kind of messy. D and E, to me, are going to generate the most controversy.
Yeah.
But
well, that being said, Derek White is better than Chris Paul. I hope everyone has a lovely afternoon.